Hello, welcome to this episode. My name is Abrazak. I am your coach, website designer. In today's video, I'm going to show you tips on how you can hire a web designer for your website. If you have a company, a business, an organization, and you want to create a website, here are the tips that you must know on how to choose or hire a professional web designer for your project. A website is a big project in your front if you want to design one. Hence, you need to make it a budget. You need to determine, take out your time to determine who you should give your website for to design for you. Without further ado, in this video I'm going to show you the tips on how you can hire a web designer for your website. For example, the number one is the person that you are going to hire must not be your friend, your family members, or your coach. It must be someone else. This time we are in a technology age. Technologies have bombarded everywhere. Every day by day something is advancing. Hence, you need to advance. You may not need to know the person before you can get your website designed. I'm not saying this to give me to design, but this is one of the tips. There are different online job hiring websites. The number one is the person must not be your friend member, must not be your friend, your family members, the person you know physically. The number two is the person that is going to design your website for you must be truly a web designer. Even though you don't know the person, he or she must show you the previous project that he or she has done, has done. He must show you the evidence that he or she is a web designer. If you meet him or her online, like on online job hiring website, I wanted to name them to you before I couldn't. You must get their project, their portfolio website. In fact, they must have a website. There must be a webmaster where they sell their skill, their web design skill, where they show their expertise. Must have to get it first. A person that designs website, a web designer, must not be a talkative, must not be a person that talk. He or she can talk. I am a web designer. I've been in a business more than 10 years. I design this website, I design those websites. I can design this type of website. I can make your website to rank higher. All those things are stories. You have to get their own website. This is their brand. This is their own office. They cannot say that I don't have a website. Because in my own intention, in my own mind, according to how I think, if you're a web designer and you do web design service for people, you must have a website. It doesn't mean how long you have started designing websites. Even if you started today, before you go to other people and design website for them, you must have to first created a website for your own self. It doesn't matter when you have started. It doesn't matter how you have started. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter the experience you have. What that matters is your own website. You must have to get a website before you can be able to say I am a web designer. If you can get their website, check their website roughly, check it, check it, give to your friends, share it to your family members, give it to your give that website address to your business associate, to the people you trust, to fact check it for you, to cross check that website, to view all the features on the website, and check if the person is truly the owner of the website, because some people are dangerous. They may share the website of other people to you that is their own. Your own job now is to check it very well to know that the website truly belongs to them. And as you are checking as you are checking through their website, check the features, the design, the type of design that they have designed on their own website, because they are surely going to render that service to you. If you don't like the design of the website, don't give your website to them to design and develop. This is the number 2. The 3 tips on how you can hire a web designer is: the web designer must have a graphic design skill. If you are a web designer but you are not a graphic designer, it doesn't sound good. You will not be able to design the website to the core, because web design involves graphic design. A website that is designed without graphic is not a website. You must have to add graphic, that is pictures, images, in some places before a website can become a complete website. Think about this way: you have a website, all what you do is talk by writing text. People will get disturbed, they will become tired of reading text. But if you present an image, a graphic to them in their front, they will be gladly read your website, digest what you are offering more than the people that use text. Because remember the proverbs: images speaks thousands of words. Remember to put this one in consideration when you are designing your website. That being said, the web designer that you are going to hire to design your website for you must be a graphic designer. And how can you know that they are both a graphic designer and web designer? The best time you should know, or the best way that you can know, is you browse their social media profiles. Go to their Facebook, go to their Twitter handle, let them share their website address with you. Fact check it, cross check it, browse their website. If you find the graphic on their website important, if you find them interesting, that means they are a good graphic designer. You don't need to ask them, are you a graphic designer? Because I'm looking for a graphic designer to design my website for me. If you are not a graphic designer, then I'm not going to give you. You shouldn't ask that. If you ask, they are going to say that yes, I am a graphic designer, even if they are not. You should use your own intelligence to find out an answer to this one. But before you can continue, make sure you agree with them that you are going to give them web design project. It's after you have determined the person that you want to give him or hire your website to design that you will need to verify or infiltrate whether they are a graphic designer or not. If they are not a graphic designer but you would like them to design your website for you, then no need. You can find another graphic designer to design your product or services in graphic, and then you send to your web designer to post them on your website for you. But if you don't know any graphic design experience, to design a website is not easy. In fact, I look that if you are a web designer but you are not a graphic designer, then you are not yet a complete web designer, because in web design we use graphics a lot, how to align a graphic in order to make it to satisfy the user experience. All these are necessary for you to know as a web designer. This is the third tips on how to hire a web designer for your website. That being said, the web designer must be a graphic designer. And another one is portfolio. This is the fourth step. The web designer must have a portfolio. When has he or she started? How many years has he or she been in business? What are the types of websites had she or he been designed? Let her share them with you. That is where you will know the time that he or she has been in business. You don't need to ask him or her, how many years have you been in business? If you ask him, he or she is going to tell you a lie. I have been in business more than 10 years, more than 15 years, even more than 20 years. They are going to tell you that you need to use your self-knowledge to identify the years of their being in business. The years that they have been in business doesn't necessarily need to be consigned to be your concern. If they can design your website, that's all. You don't need to even know even if they have started today or 20 years ago. If they can deliver your project very well in a good way for you, in a professional way that you need for you, that is all. But you need to know their portfolio, because you need to know the type of website they have designed before you give them their own. Because some web designers are specialized, they are specialty in one area. For example, there are some that are good at e-commerce web design. There are some that are good at media web design. What type of website do you want to design? This is where you need to know the portfolio of your web designer. I hope you have gotten that. The fifth step is, does your web designer know the knowledge of cPanel? The cPanel is an acronym for control panel, and it is given to you by your web hosting. When you buy your web hosting, they will send you your cPanel login details. If you are new to this field, you may not know, but your web designer should have to know the knowledge of cPanel, because from there they will create you a custom email address for your website. And if they don't know, they cannot be able to do it for you. They need to know the experience of cPanel, because from that cPanel they can, is the benefit of cPanel is very essential, is overemphasized. Your webmaster or your web designer should know the experience of a cPanel. They have to be professional with using cPanel, because if they know that, they can be able to add an add-on domain to your website. They can create more than multiple websites by using one web hosting. But if they don't know, they can't do that. I hope these 5 tips on how to hire a web designer for your website is helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I am Abdrazak, a web designer from fastnowas.com. On this YouTube channel, we share tips, tricks, and how to guide on how to choose web hosting, best domain name, how to manage your website, how to design a website, etc., etc. Our aim is to help you own an online presence to sell your products and services. If these align with your goal, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.